Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 BMW M3 Competition. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down in the description. This M3 is finished off in Isle of Man green, and the MSRP is just over $90,000. Now this is powered by the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin turbo engine. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic. This rear-wheel drive model pumps out 503 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. It weighs in just shy of 3,900 pounds. BMW claims it will do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, and it has a top speed up to 180 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 15.6 gallons, and you'll expect to see 16 miles per gallon in the city, 23 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 112.5 inches. Its overall length is 189.1. It has a width of 74.3, a height of 56.6, and its ground clearance measures in at 4.7 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior for the latest design with the M3, you'll notice this model does have a few options. So it's a nicely spec'd rear-wheel drive version. It includes the 360 camera system, so there's a forward camera. You'll notice there's a lot of cutouts in that grille too to provide additional cooling. There's the M3 comp badge, all of the parking sensors, and this model even has distance pacing and adaptive cruise control. Now there's also a dark housing for all of the LEDs, which give it a great look. You'll notice there's gloss black accents for the lower section of the bumper, and then some hood lines too that come off of the top of that kidney grille just to blend it in a little nicer and give it a great design. Now this model also has gloss black wheels with the multi-spoke design to them and the black M Sport brakes. You'll notice there's a lot more gloss black for the lower side skirt. It's also on that trim accent, and it's on the power folding side mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal. Now this competition model has the carbon fiber roof. You can actually spec them with a sunroof if you'd like to, but I think the carbon fiber is definitely a nicer look in my opinion. There's also some really crisp lines in the lower section there, along with the height of the door handle. And then in back, there's gloss black for the spoiler. There's also the backup camera, the LEDs for the lighting with those dark housings, and then the parking sensors and the quad tip dual exhaust. Now this does have remote start, so you can use the key fob to activate that as needed. You can also use the key fob or the release underneath to gain access to your cargo space, where this does have a power trunk lid. Now for the M3, this is a very practical sedan. You have a good bit of space with the back seats up. You'll notice there's a storage bin along with a net on the driver's side. You have another storage bin. There's nothing underneath the floor, but you can fold the back seats down. So if you need even more space, you have the room to do that. And then you have two controls up top. So you can close the trunk lid or lock the vehicle. Now, if you do lock the vehicle, this does have proximity door handles. So you can grab any door to lock and unlock this vehicle. Now with the Isle of Man green, this model is spec'd with a Tartufo leather interior. There's Harman Kardon for the audio, interior lighting. You have storage in the lower section there. And then as you can tell, the solid Tartufo leather interior. And then as we fold this seat down, you have a large cut through there, so you can place in any items that you have. And then at 5'10", it's pretty easy to get into the back. You'll notice there's no storage pockets, but you have vents in the middle, your climate adjustments, some auxiliaries down below. And at my height, I'm just barely touching the headliner, but I could ride around town. We have an M3 coming to the channel next year. There will be a car seat in the back, so they're functional for that. And then I could ride around town and still be comfortable. Now you don't have an armrest or cup holders in the middle, but you can fold this seat down, maybe use this as an armrest, and then you have that cut through to the trunk if you need a little bit more practicality there. And then it's pretty easy to see around these pillars in the back, so you have quite a lot of visibility. Now up front, this model has memory seating adjustments, window controls, side mirror adjustments, trunk release, more storage down below. Hey everyone, so today's video is brought to you by LastFit. LastFit makes all-weather floor mats for different makes and models. You can take a look at the link down in the description below where you can purchase a set for your specific vehicle. In today's video, we're installing them for the BMW X5. With these laser measured all-weather floor mats, they provide more coverage and a better fitment. They're super easy to install and remove as well, so that way you can clean them. You can take a damp rag to them or use soap and water depending on the debris that you have. You can spill any kind of liquid as well, and it is going to keep your vehicle better protected. Now, depending on your model, you can get fronts rear seats, or cargo space too. And in this model here, we even have the backrest for the back seats. So when you have them folded down, you can throw in more items and better protect the interior of your vehicle. So pick up a set of all-weather floor mats today. This is something that is definitely a must, especially if you're using your vehicle every day. You can keep the interior much cleaner, and it's going to give it a great factory look. And then a quick look at the window sticker, where there's the driving assistance package, parking assistance, executive package, and then a few other options, including carbon fiber and the ventilated front seats, which have a really cool look to them. It is worth noting that you can opt for the carbon fiber bucket seats if you want a little bit more of a sporty style seat. You have a manual leg support there and the rest of the automatic adjustments. And then once we hop in, this is a leather BMW M steering wheel with the flat bottom design, all of the carbon fiber, of course. But let's start this up and take a listen to how this sounds. And coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you'll notice on the left side there's miles per hour along with fuel. On the right side is tach and engine temperature. To go through the rest of that information, you'll use this button right in the middle on the right side, where there's also volume, tuning, Bluetooth, and voice commands. So just by pushing on that icon, now we can scroll through all of this content. So you can pull up some daily driving information, you can pull up a lot of vitals, just depending on what you would like to see. So there's a good bit that you can pull up, and then you can also get into the head-up display. So you can pull up a few of those vitals, again, depending on what you would like to see. Now, this also has M1 and M2, so these are shortcuts that you can preset in order to configure the vehicle the way that you would like to for all the driving modes. Massive carbon fiber paddle shifters on both sides, and then all of your cruise distance pacing controls on the left. Now, to the left of the steering wheel, you have some storage down below, all of the headlight adjustments, there's one air vent, and then as we work our way to the infotainment system, the lower section is always going to be fixed. So you can easily get into your phone, you can get into all of these icons, or you can also control this using the dial and shortcuts down below. So in these icons, you can get into your M drift analyzer, go through all that information. You have an M lap timer that you can also gain access to. You have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your interior lighting, doors and locks that you can adjust, different driving settings. There's quite a lot that you can gain access to. Now for the home screen, you have all of these widgets here that you can adjust as needed. So you can swipe through all of these and even add them depending on what you use the most. There's a shortcut to the climates along with navigation and music. And then this has heated and ventilated seats and a heated steering wheel, and then temperature adjustments for driver and passenger. This model gets more carbon fiber underneath that. There's also air vents, volume and tuning, along with defrosters, wireless charging, auxiliaries, and cup holders, which you can hide away with more of the carbon fiber there. You have those shortcuts, like I mentioned earlier, so you can easily go through all of those. And then this is how you put the M3 into reverse. So push the shifter to the left and forwards. And this model has automatic parking, backup assistance, and that 3D view. So you can easily get all of the visibility that you need for parking lot situations. And then you can put this into drive. You have the manual setting. If you do have it in drive, you can just push on this shortcut on the left side, and that's how you can pull up the forward-facing camera in full screen. Now on the back of the shifter, there's park and the adjustments for your transmission. So you can control how slow or quickly you would like that to react. There's traction control, parking sensors, engine start stop. And then when you put it into M mode, you can go between road, sport, and track. So that is going to change the gauge cluster and the head-up display to where you have a little bit more of a sporty design, and you can still go through information on that left side. So you can even pull up your lap timer if you're doing some driving like that, and still have your performance settings along with the large tach front and center. You also have setup behind that, and that is going to get into your M1 and M2. So that way you can go through all this information and go between comfort and sport or sport plus, depending on how you want the vehicle to react. There's also the exhaust note, auto hold, and the e-brake. You have an auxiliary with some storage there. There's also the locking glove box. And then there's garage door buttons up top, and then dome lights as well. And then here's a look at visibility. Those are some pretty thin pillars in the back. So it's definitely a very easy vehicle to see all around. As we set up behind the wheel now for the M3 Competition, we do get to drive and review a lot of these models, but we like to showcase the different options and variants that you can go with. Like I mentioned earlier, this competition model is the rear-wheel drive version. So you can go with all-wheel drive. You can also go with a manual rear-wheel drive too, which is considered the base for the trim lineup. So we have basically the middle trim level here, competition with the rear-wheel drive system, and a very nicely spec'd model. This only has $5,000 or $6,000 worth of options, so it's not too fully loaded, but it has some nice daily driving information and technology like the distance pacing to give you a nice model to drive around. Now with the M3, since we get to drive these a lot, of course, we'll put it into the sport setting there, along with activating all of the sport settings for M2, which I have pre-programmed. And if you want to see us ripping on an M3 through the mountains, take a look at that video where we were in a competition. We had it for the week. We really got to experience that model through the mountain twisties. So take a look at that full video where you can see the performance. We also have an M3 comp coming to our channel next year. So that way we can show all of the ownership experience, all of the modifications and potential, and just what it's like to own. But with the several that we've been able to drive, this is honestly a fantastic sedan, and we don't even own one yet. So it's a very nice daily driving vehicle. It's something that's very luxury focused, as you would expect from a BMW. It's also family friendly as well. This is going to be a family sedan where it's going to be a practical vehicle and you still have the performance. So you don't have to sacrifice getting a family style vehicle. You can still have a vehicle like this where you can take it to the track, the mountain roads, have some fun with it, and still fit your family. So it's very nice to see how family oriented this is, but you also have all of the performance. So even with this control behind the shifter, you can adjust your transmission. So if you're in daily driving traffic, you're in rush hour traffic, things like that, you can set it to setting 1. So this is going to be some delayed shifting, but it's going to be smoother for those situations. You can put it all the way up into 3, where you're going to have the very crisp and very quick shifts. That is going to get a little bit annoying, I'd say, in stop and go traffic, because it's going to want to rev higher and shift quicker, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but at slower speeds, it's going to want to rev out slightly, versus if you're doing some more performance driving, that's where you're really going to see those quicker shifts. It also sounds good too. And with it in those higher shift points, they're very, very quick. Paddles are also very large too, which is nice because you can grab them almost anywhere on the backside, and this handles amazingly well. You can also get the carbon fiber bucket seats, which the one that we were able to test had those seats, and I'm a fan. These are very nice, very comfortable, but I'm a huge fan of the support that you get in the other seats. And we're still in the Sport Plus settings, second gear. Here we go. And just a minor acceleration. Hopefully you can hear, it's got a good exhaust note to it, but I will put the transmission down to setting 1, and we'll do that again here. And hopefully you can see the delay in shifting. By the time I took my hand off the paddle, it still had not yet shifted. And that, of course, is the point for that setting. And it just depends on how you want to drive for the day. So it's really nice that you have so many different ways that you can set this vehicle up according to what's in front of you on the road. So you can get this vehicle dialed in to be comfortable and performance ready for those situations. So it's a very well-rounded sedan. You have a lot of different ways to just make this that much more comfortable and fun to drive. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the M3 Competition. I do have a review on the manual as well, so you can take a look at that video. Very nice option to get. So it's nice that you have 2 different ways that you can go transmission wise. And now let's go ahead and put it back into all of the comfort and efficiency settings, where the exhaust will get much quieter. So it's nice in those aspects. If you just want to cruise, you're just going from point A to point B maybe, and you just want to have a little bit more of a comfortable and quiet vehicle, you can have that option too. So as you can hopefully tell or hear, you couldn't even hear the downshifts getting into the stop here. And then as we get up to speed, you can hear it slightly, but it's nothing abnormal. And then when you're ready, you can get a little bit more of a louder exhaust and feel. So definitely one heck of a sedan. Be sure to subscribe to stay tuned for the one coming next year, so that way you can follow along with even more of the content surrounding this vehicle. And also, again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and again, smash that subscribe button so you can stay tuned for our daily uploads, and I'll see you all in the next video.